Hello guys, welcome back to KingBroLy channel. This video I want to share about part 3 summary Calpheon Ball 2024 for upcoming PvP content update that will release near future. Okay, to enjoy watch my video, make sure you turn on this video subtitle, and also you can use timestamp that I already provide to go to target topic that you want. And if you haven't subscribed yet, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on bell notification to get any update and guide on Black Desert World. Okay, let's start this video content using any feature that I provide. Okay, this is continuous series video for recap Calpheon Ball 2024, and previously I already share first part for this Calpheon Ball 2024 that I discuss about new class that I class with future new season content update, and gladly this content already implement and you can enjoy it right now. And if you need more guide about how to play that I class, you can check on this playlist, especially for her simple skill combo and add-ons guide from me. And for new season content update, I already make special guide to enhancing deck to Vala gear on this video that you can find all this video link on this video description. And previously, I already share part 2 for recap Calpheon Ball 2024 when I focus discussing for future life skill content update on Black Desert. But many of this content still not implement right now since previous schedule will release some of this life skill update starting at January 2025. But at least from this early info, you can prepare anything that I mention and discuss on this video. Okay, right now I will focus discussing for future PvP content on Black Desert Online. Okay, first future PvP content that Prebiz share to us on this Calpheon Ball 2024 is about plan for changing basic PvP mechanic on Black Desert. There are 2 points for this basic PvP mechanic change that they will update. First is removing crowd control or CC resist for PvP. If you didn't know what they talking about, this is about resistance for being stunned, stiffness, freezing, grab, knockdown, bound, knockback, and floating that you can find the CC resist info on your character menu in-game. And in future, Prebiz will make all these CC resist only work for PvE only, but for PvP, all the CC resist will not work anymore. So if you using any CC skill to target group or single enemy, those CC effect will landing every time without immunity anymore. And this is huge change for PvP in future since mostly when we doing PvP, we will use our CC skill first to make sure our opponent can take full damage without have chance to block it. But Prebiz will introduce detailed explanation on Global Lab server first as always. Okay, the second change for basic PvP mechanic is about damage class ratio because on current update, each class have their own damage ratio when dealing damage to another class that you can check all this damage ratio for your class to another class on this special page that I already put link for this page on this video description if you want to check it yourself. And in future, they will simplify mechanic this class damage ratio in form of group, and they plan to make it as for group either melee, shield, range, and magic. And with this 4 group, they also didn't forget to separate between Succession and Awakening because as you know, some class on Black Desert have different group damage. For example, very radical change between Succession and Awakening is Ranger class because as you know, Ranger Succession is range type, but when she using her Awakening, she become melee type. So Prebiz will differentiate either her Succession and Awakening group damage ratio in future. And by having this group damage ratio, so you can more easy to identify which opponent class your character can deal more damage or less damage after this update come. And once again, detailed info and calculation for this group damage ratio, Prebiz will share it first on Global Lab update and implement it to live server after that. Okay, that's all upcoming change for basic PvP in future. And next, we discuss about future update for any other PvP content. First, for Red Battlefield, in future Prebis will increase rewards from doing Red Battlefield significantly, but no detail info for the significant rewards from Red Battlefield, and for sure they will increase it either win or lose from this content. And the second content update is Red Battlefield matchmaking system. In future, all player will enter and start Red Battlefield at the same time, so no more player who let join on this Red Battlefield anymore. And if you're doing AFK during Red Battlefield, your rewards also will reduce significantly. Okay, next PvP content is about guild leads. In future, schedule for guild leads will be set after Arena of Solare end, so you can do both of this content without overlapping schedule anymore. And then about more people on guild to join guild leads, because guild leads is 10 versus 10 player between two guild, so maximum player to join guild leads is limited 10% per guild for each match. And because of this maximum participant issue, Prebis will add more group for guild leads, so each guild can have second and third team on guild leads. But take notice, only first team will be count each win and lose for guild MMR point, since second and third team, because result for second and third team is just for having fun participating on guild leads. And this match for team 1, 2, and 3 will occur at the same time with same order team on opponent guild, so the first team still the primary team on the guild, meanwhile the second and third team match result will not affected on guild score result, either their win or their lose. And Prebis already mentioned, to make sure there are no exploit with this content, Prebis will set first team to start first, and other team, either second team and third team only can join match if the first team match already starting, and I think the most unique, if in case there are no match is found during matchmaking, this guild group will match each other. Okay, next is future update for Arena of Solare. On this January 2025, Prebis plan to add replay mode for your Arena of Solare match, so you can rewatch Arena of Solare match with this feature. And the best part on this replay mode, you also can view this battle as third-person camera, that you can freely rotate the camera and also choose from another player perspective on this match. And the biggest thing, you also can share and download to view any other player match from any other region server across the world. For example, you can share replay match data from Korea server player and be play on NA and EU player client and etc. But Prebis already aware, since in future, they will continuously do class balancing. If someone try to replay record from previous patch, the old patch replay will not available to play on newer version anymore. So Prebis recommend to save them in form of video so you can watch it again in future. But surely in form of video, you cannot do interactive observation like rotating camera and view from other player perspective anymore. And with this replay update, Prebis hope player can make the best montage video about their Arena of Solare battle in future. Okay, next is future content update for Node and Conquest War. In future, limit gear score for Node and Conquest War will be unified, so people will not confuse anymore between limit stat for Node War and Conquest War. And then about Conquest War period, they will fix it in 2 hours period, so in future there are no more late night war during Conquest War. And because of this, extended time when destroying Castle Gate will be removed. And future update for Node War, since Prebis last time already bring back construction mode, they will increase Node War duration for this mode become 2 hours duration. And for any building on Node War also will be adjust to become more stronger than before, because recently we already have some update that increase people AP from Xoren and Karazad accessory update previously. And the last is big update on Black Desert Online is new PvP mount, is new mount dragon called Harbringer of Doom. So when this update come, your character can mount dragon in future and you can fly like shown on this clip. But how to get this mount? There are two ways that Prebis mentioned on this Calpheon Ball 2024. First is very hard and limited to get, since you need to become Castle Lord during Conquest War, and also even you already become Castle Lord, you need to reach Great Feats to get it. But sadly, Prebis not explain detail what Great Feat that they mention about. Maybe kill certain number of player during last Conquest War or other else. Just wait Prebis announcement later. And the second way, this Dragon Mount can be used in War of the Roses. So during War of the Roses, player will be able to mount to control this dragon. But Prebis also mentioned to have privilege to mount this dragon, also not an easy journey. But once again, they didn't give detailed info yet what they mentioned about not an easy journey to mount this dragon in War of the Roses. But I think they mentioning about license or certificate to get right to mount this dragon, but I'm not sure. Just wait Prebis detail info in future, and surely I will share those info and guide you, so stay tuned on KingBroLy channel. And the best info, surprisingly, Prebis will give trial version for this dragon mount for everyone. And schedule for this trial dragon mount distribution, Prebis already set it after 16 January 2025 maintenance update. And this trial dragon mount called Duskwing. But this Duskwing dragon didn't have ability to unleash fire breath like Harbringer of Doom during War of the Roses. And because this is trial dragon mount, so this is not permanent mount that have expired date 14 days after you get it from these rewards. And I got some early info about Duskwing mount that Prebis prepare to release at 16 January 2025. As you can see, this is Duskwing emblem that you can register it to Dragon Stable Keeper in future. And there are 4 dragon skill, 3 of them is movement or flying skill, and 1 of them looks like fire breath skill for Harbringer of Doom. But for Duskwing, maybe this is like roaring skill, since Duskwing didn't have any offensive skill. And about how to get this trial dragon Duskwing at 16 January 2025, so far Prebis didn't mention any requirement, and stay tuned on my channel video update. I will info it later to you as soon as possible to get it. And looks like after 16 January 2024 maintenance update, since everyone can get this trial dragon, I think we will see many dragon roaming in Black Desert Sky on that day. Okay, we back to next upcoming PvP content, and this is brand new PvP content called Hardcore Server. This special PvP content like seasonal content, but for any player who love PvP, either veteran or new player. And for more detail, gladly Prebis already share developer commentary video in English version, so let's check what Prebis explained for this hardcore server.
The Great Desert of Valencia was revealed to adventurers for the first time in July of 2015. The harsh region, filled with dangers and villains, offered both challenges and rewards. Now, the desert is set to return as a massive battlefield in the form of the hardcore server we first mentioned during the last Hideout Ball. You are given only 2 hours per day. Each day you will have 2 hours to enter the server, fight enemies, and try to survive. You will earn survival points by defeating other adventurers or monsters. These points reflect how good you are at combat and decision making. How you gather these points and when and where you choose to escape is entirely up to you. In the hardcore server, you will be provided with exclusive equipment. You'll start with basic gear and can acquire additional items through grinding, but you can only use them within the desert. There is no food or elixir buffs. The only information provided is yours and your enemy's survival points. You'll have to gather equipment and prepare for unexpected encounters. This is the overall concept of the content, and now let's dive a little deeper into the desert. You'll begin your challenge at the random location in the desert. By reaching one of the 4 sanctums, you can have your survival points recognized and safely exit the desert. However, once you leave the hardcore server, you cannot return regardless of the remaining time. The hardcore server's Great Desert is more dangerous than the one on the regular server. First, in the hardcore server, you will be faced with countless monsters. Defeating them or other adventurers will grant you survival points. However, if killed by either a monster or other adventurer, you will lose part of your points. Killing an adventurer allows you to take their survival points, and the more points they have, the more you can take. Previously, we said that it's over once you die on the hardcore server, and many of you were wondering whether you would be done with the hardcore server for the day if you die. In fact, you can resurrect at a random location within the 2-hour window and continue the challenge with no pressure or stress from being killed. Your situation can change drastically during battles. Boss monsters like Putrum and Leyden may appear without warning, offering a chance to earn a large number of survival points. However, their spawn locations change each time and cannot be checked on the world map. Pilgrims, like sanctums, help adventurers exit the desert. As you move toward the outskirts of the desert, you will encounter stronger monsters with higher survival points. Pilgrims appear randomly in these outer regions, offering a chance or challenge for adventurers as they plan their travel routes. If a larger number of adventurers gather in one place, they can be trapped within the dark fog. To escape, you must become the sole survivor. In the hardcore server, there is no chat, parties, or platoons, and with the presence of the dark fog, everyone is technically an enemy. Even if you make use of external communication methods, this might not guarantee that you have an advantage over others. Now let's go over the exclusive equipment. On the hardcore server, you can acquire various items by defeating monsters. Some weapons have immense power, giving even those who just began to learn PvP skills a taste of being a slayer. Unlike basic gear, these items have durability that cannot be repaired. Durability decreases also upon death, and once depleted, the equipment becomes unusable. At this point, you might be wondering about what happened to the prison system we mentioned previously. Instead of being trapped and waiting or escaping through duels, we're considering transforming it into an honorable arena for top hardcore server adventurers, something that could be a more enjoyable experience for you. For those remembering the concept we introduced last time, this might feel like a different type of content. However, our goal is to make the hardcore server into an easily accessible content that you can enter and enjoy 24/7, focusing on a repeatable and enjoyable experience for everyone. Today, we've reintroduced the hardcore server as a battleground where death doesn't stop your challenges, and as a place where defeating monsters can lead to powerful gear and unexpected outcomes. We hope the hardcore server will help more adventurers to take their first steps in Black Desert PvP. We're also preparing various elements like titles obtained in real time based on combat situation, exclusive daily quests, survival points ranking, and unique loot for the hardcore server. We're working hard to ensure our adventurers can enjoy smooth and exciting combat. We'll make sure to provide more on the rules and other details regarding hardcore server in the future. Thank you.
Okay, that's all any future update for PvP content on Black Desert Online that Prebis already announced on last Calpheon Ball 2024, and let me know your thought or question related with all this future PvP content that Prebis already plan to release near future on this video comment section, and stay tuned on KingBroLy channel. I will share the 4th part summary Calpheon Ball 2024 that will focus discussing about upcoming new region that Prebis will release at end year 2025. And special thanks to all my membership for direct support via Patreon, Karya Karsa, and YouTube membership. Welcoming new membership, BlueSquadron as Gold member. And also my current member, DubyaDude, Doki, Aeyrton, Snoods, Xoren, Avrilka, Familia, Xenqn as Gold member. And also for all my silver and bronze member, thank you so much for all your direct support. This will make KingBroLy channel running and growing more faster. If you want to support me directly, I will very grateful. And as special thanks, I will put your name on my video depend on your support level. And be noticed at some level there are have some limit, so make sure you didn't get run out for this limited space. and I will put your name on every subsequent video that I release for the duration of your support. And if you want to join my membership to support me directly, you can go to any platform for Patreon, Karya Karsa, and YouTube membership. I already put link for this membership on this video description, or you can check on top right of this video. I already put card for Patreon link. Okay guys, that's all part 3 summary Calpheon Ball 2024 for upcoming PvP content that will release in future. Hope all this information can be useful for you. If you like this video, you can like and subscribe to my channel for another guide and update. Thank you for watching. See you next time.